Dr. McCoy, what's your prescription for how we go forward and overcome the problems of confidence?
It's, I'm going to say like Gabrielle Sterling said in the last one, I do have hope. I always have hope that we can come back together. But coming back together after a very close election, and that's been really nasty in many ways, is difficult. First thing I'm going to say is we need to be patient. We don't know how long it's going to take to count the votes in Georgia. We are guaranteed it will take a long time in Pennsylvania, which can't even start counting their absentee ballots until the polls close on election day. In Georgia, we can start counting them earlier. That's been a recent change, which is good. But Pennsylvania is another huge swing state that both campaigns are looking for. So we've got to be patient. And now that you know more about what to expect, you won't be so confused about when it is taking a long time, and hopefully not susceptible to rumors about, it's taking a long time because there's fraud. No, it's taking a long time because there's a lot of procedures, a lot of checks. Second thing is, we all, as citizens, as voters, need to inform ourselves and be really careful about sharing rumors, especially on social media, that can go viral. I did election monitoring in Latin America. In many cases, we would have rumors that would spread like crazy, even before social media, but especially after. And we'd have to go, and people were panicking and doing crazy things, and sometimes violence would break out. Those rumors, we've got to stop. So be really careful when reposting rumors without checking them out on election day or in the days after, when rumors are going to abound. The third, I think the most important thing about overcoming, getting past this is it's the major responsibility of candidates, the political candidates, political leaders, media, and anybody with a voice, influencers, social media influencers, but to accept the results, and for the winners and losers both to accept the results or present some credible evidence that needs to be investigated, and then wait for the investigations. But the fourth, in the long term, to go back to the point I made earlier and that also Dr. Jones made, after this election, I hope that we'll get an even bigger movement for election reform in this country, and to move away from this winner-take-all system we have, where we elect just one person per district, and so the half of the people in that district who may have voted for somebody else may feel like they have no voice at all, no representative. And we have a number of different parts of our system that contribute to this winner-take-all feeling and this win-lose feeling. Most other democracies have what's called proportional representation. And so who's representing us in our state legislature, in our Congress, is proportional to the voices that are out there that all of us have, and to the votes. And if we move to this, and there are some interim steps we could use, you may have heard of ranked choice voting, for example, changing our primary system, so that we could eventually maybe have more than just these two parties to choose from. I think a lot of people would like to have some other choice.
Then you were going to have to.
And the last thing is, my fifth point is, for the young people, for the students in here, is don't tune out. I've been talking to some of you, asking about your friends. People are tuning out of politics. Yeah, it's nasty. We can't tune out. And we should recognize this current context, this nastiness that we have now, is not the norm in the United States and in democracies. It's not the political norm. We can get back to a more fun atmosphere about competition and a more civil atmosphere. And your future is at stake. But what gives me the most hope is that the youngest Gen Z and millennials, and my children are in both of those camps, are more tolerant of the differences, and the differences that Dr. Jones was talking about, than many in the older generations. And that gives me hope that you all are going to come together to make the world that you want. And And the last thing is to remind you, because this didn't come up, Georgia State actually has an early voting place for anyone registered. If you registered with your student address in Fulton County at any of our universities, or if you live in Fulton County, you can early vote here just at Dahlberg Hall on 2 of the days. I think it's the 18th and 19th. So that's one option for you.